What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Every Boss, Every Drop. And before we get into it, guys, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe as it helps me out a ton. But today, we have the famous Idolator Soul, which I believe was everybody's first main boss. Or if not, let me know in the comments, what was your first main boss that you defeated? But guys, Idolator Soul has some great weapons today. I'd recommend anyone to farm them if you're just looking for a really good shotgun or a really good SMG, or if you need the class mods. But before any of the gear, guys, let's go ahead and get into the actual boss fight of Idolator Soul. Alright, so Idolator Soul is located within Faded Fields, then Idolator's Noose, and then within Fortress Andromeda. And you will have to fight, as you can see here, through the fortress to actually be able to get to him every single time that you are not in there, and you have to be coming into there. Then, as you can see, you could repeat him as much as you'd like any other boss. Now, Idolator Soul, you have to wait for him to fire missiles, and the last one will have the Locust little explosive. You have to grab it and throw it on him, and wherever you hit will become exposed, and then you can actually hurt him. But I would be careful, be paying attention to the enemies around him, because he can absorb them and regen all his armor, and he will become immune again, and it's annoying as shit. But once he actually gets low enough, he will start raining down like this lightning, and you'll have to go to the glowing sections to avoid it, and be fucking fast, because it's quick. But otherwise, it's pretty much rinse and repeat. So while he dies, let's get into the gear that he drops. Alright, so to make it easier on everyone, I'm going to combine all the class mod drops together. So, first up, we have the Bio Robot. The Bio Robot is a class mod for Harlow, and it makes it to where whenever Harlow entangles an enemy, she creates alternating cryo hazards and radiation hazards, which I've heard from everyone that this is the class mod to go for, but personally, I haven't gotten to use it, sadly. But next we have the Dancer class mod, which makes overdrive bonuses increased by 100%, and overdrive ends when Rafa's action skill ends, and I'm not sure if that's great or not, because from what I've played, you kind of want those overdrive effects for after the action skill ends, so you can keep that kind of like momentum going, but we'll have to see how good it is really though. Alright, next up, we have the Furnace. The Furnace makes damage from Fellfrost, Horcleave, Fulminating Fist, and Stormcutter converted to incendiary damage, which personally seems great against everything but the actual order. But last but not least is the Technomancer, which makes Eldritch Blast deal ordnance damage in addition to its other types. Also, killing an enemy, triggering kill skills, or using a grenade will reset Eldritch Blast cooldown, which I think if you're going to use Eldritch Blast, this is the class mod to go. It is amazing. But let's actually get into the weapons Idolator Soul drops. Alright, and here we have the Golden God, which is a Ripper shotgun with the special mod Rage, which says when overheating, the bullet ford does not break, but instead continuously consumes greater amounts of ammo, which I will say, don't try to overheat it unless you like absolutely need to, because it drains that ammo fast as fuck. And I will also say, I loved using this shotgun. But the other one we have on this overview is better in my opinion, but I would not say this is a bad gun at all. So let's actually get into some gameplay of it. Alright, and here we have the Golden God gameplay. Now as you guys can see against some shields, it is amazing. It shreds them. And I will say, it just shreds enemies plainly. But as you see, I go down here And right here is one of the situations where the rage came in clutch, because this gun saved me. If you had to reload there, I think you would have died. But still, the gun does great damage, I think, and overall, a great weapon. So I'll let this gameplay finish out, and we will go to the Goremaster. Alright, and here we have the Goremaster, which is actually another Ripper shotgun that Idolator Soul drops, and its special mod is called Chief Executive Officer, which makes it to where you deal 30% more damage to enemies below 30% health, which is sometimes a game changer. And I will say, I think the damage from this shotgun is more than the Golden God, absolutely. And it, as much as they are good in their own right, I do think Goremaster is just a little bit a tier above Golden God. But let's actually get in some gameplay so y'all can see that. Alright, and here we have the Goremaster gameplay. So as you guys can see, it's doing quite a bit more damage than the Golden God. I just think they have their own, roles and why you would use each. But I will say, this gun does make it seem like you're killing a lot quicker because of that 30% increase at the end. So, at the end of the day, I had fun with both. I think each is great, and I really like the Goremaster here. I will let the gameplay finish out, and we will move on to the Onslaught. And here we have the Onslaught, which is a Vladov SMG, and it has the special mod, Keep It Comin', which there is a 30% chance for every bullet fired to deal extra damage and not consume ammo. Now, I gotta say, to the normal enemies, with the radiation, the gun did amazing, and I just all around had a lot of fun with this. And let's get to the gameplay to show y'all some of that. Alright, and here we have the Onslaught gameplay. So, as you guys can see in the beginning, I was doing great, and honestly, the Spectres using the weapon really helps, but the gun has nice damage all around. But you guys will see here soon, this vile enemy comes out and decides to fuck me up, and I think that's on me. I don't think that's the gun's fault. It just didn't do as much damage as I thought it would to the vial. But I would absolutely recommend for anyone to go and grab this weapon if you are using radiation or you just want a good SMG. But otherwise, guys, I will get back to y'all after this gameplay. I just want to add on to here. I did die to this. Sadly, I didn't get more gameplay because I had to run after this. But still, I really recommend this SMG. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, hit that like button and subscribe to know when I post next, or even when I'm live. But otherwise, I think Idolator Soul has some really good weapons. I think the two shotguns I'd recommend. Maybe the Golden God you could skip if you have the Goremaster. But that SMG is really good. I recommend going to get that if you need some radiation or just an SMG. Or, get all three if you want to be a completionist. But otherwise, guys, I'm going to head out. I hope you guys have a good night, a good day, whichever is for you. And bye-bye.